Would you believe me if I told you that Star Wars made my favorite movie in the series into a video game? Well, luckily for you and 7-year-old TGP, I own this game for the PS2, and while I do have fond memories of the duels and crazy alternate ending, I don't remember much else about it. So, after ripping an ISO file so that I could record this on a computer, I figured what better way to celebrate the movie's 20th anniversary than by playing through the gamified retelling of it, on the hardest difficulty, without dying. Well, I've got one for you. Look at these two, fighting over which browser they think is better. Don't they know? Hasn't anyone told them about Opera GX and its new update? Having received a better facelift than Tom Brady, Opera GX is now more customizable than ever before. The icons on the sidebar can be changed to your liking and blend in with the wallpaper you set now. The mods interface has a completely new look and allows for in-depth customization split up into different categories and even subcategories, all to allow you to fine-tune the browser to your liking. It's perfectly scaled to all the Factorio enjoyers who maybe want to have a cyberpunk wallpaper with Minecraft background music and journal keyboard sounds. Speaking of mods, they've also been improved. Not only are there new custom UI fonts and icons, but there's even new splash screen animations you can add. Want to finally feel the embrace of a father since yours is still out getting milk and cigarettes after 18 years? Don't worry, they've got you covered. Seriously though, there are some pretty cool ones. I've always leaned more into zombie aesthetics, so I go with a mix of two different zombie mods with Minecraft background music and typing sounds. Opera GX also comes fully equipped with an import tool that allows you to transfer all of your bookmarks, cookies, and even browsing history. Maybe leave that on the old browser though. We won't look, I promise. It's pretty simple to use though. All you need to do is go to Settings on your left-hand side, scroll down to Synchronization, and select Import Bookmarks and Settings. It's just that simple. So when you're ready to join the cool kids over at the Opera table, all you need to do is click on the link down in the description or pinned comment. Alright, time to go add a bump stock to a lightsaber. The game picks up right alongside the movie, where Obi-Wan and Anakin land in General Grievous's ship and are attempting to rescue the Chancellor, and it really bums me out that 1, I can't show half the cutscenes because they're straight rips from the movies, and 2, I can't play any of this absolute banger of a soundtrack. So, the Old Republic will have to do. Anyway, I take out some battle droids until Big Chungus appears, at which point Obi-Wan tells me to block its fire and completely dismantles it while I stand back and watch from the sidelines Adam 22 style. The entire hangar portion is meant to serve as the tutorial, so you constantly get Obi-Wan telling Anakin what to do, and most of the voice lines are Anakin replying all snarky.
Use combination attacks against those super battle droids.
Tell me something I don't know.
It fits the dynamic really well, but also, I just played through all of the Force Unleashed games, so I understand the power of simply picking up and yeeting enemies across rooms. After 2 minutes of defending R2, he enables the platforms and Obi-Wan's impatient ass runs through before they're fully extended, bringing us to the next zone. After using the Force to move a crashed fighter, I learned, after owning the game for like 20 years, that you can use Force Deflect instead of just regular Deflect as the ability. Do you know how useful this information would have been to like 9-year-old me? Anyway, I hack a terminal, take out some more super battle droids, add some flair to a sick-ass Force jump, and head off to rescue the Chancellor. At the end of each mission, your score is tallied based on the amount of fair, good, impressive, and masterful kills that you get, along with how many secrets you manage to find in each level. You can then use those XP points on a variety of Force and lightsaber skills. Now it is worth noting that Obi-Wan and Anakin's upgrades are mutually exclusive, so you can effectively upgrade them to have 2 fully separate playstyles by the end. With that, it's on to the second mission. There's new enemies here. These electric-armed super battle droid roided out mechs. A bigger pain in the ass than the average super battle droid, but again, you can just throw them around. Oh, and we get to play as Obi-Wan in this mission. So we're down in the fuel storage, but there's a leak down here from, the whole space battle taking place. So we run along this giant catwalk area, fight some droids, blow up a few of these rogue power cells, and even get to watch a droid get the Outlast treatment. This continues for practically the entire mission. It's very simple, very quick to walk through, even on hard difficulty. Obviously, the game scales up a ton later, but for now, it's a cakewalk. That being said, there are still some pretty cool moments, like when the dynamic duo takes turns holding a piece of the ship as a platform to cross with. There's also one of my favorite callbacks to Phantom Menace, when you can destroy the doors by melting them with your lightsaber. So remember back during the XP portion, I very briefly mentioned that there were extra secrets to find. Well, those secrets are things like health surges that increase your maximum health for the character. Probably the most important item in the game to me, considering what I'm going to have to survive later on. Speaking of later on, we're already done with the second mission. After spending some more upgrades on Obi-Wan, it's onto the elevators. But before that, droidicas. You can't penetrate their shields with a lightsaber, so you need to force stun them first, which temporarily deactivates the shields, allowing you to cut them down. Speaking of cutting down, remember how we got to stab doors open last level? Well, now you get to cut holes in them using the analog stick. I forgot how many of these features were crammed into this game. I love all of it. Anyway, now it's onto the elevators. It starts simple enough. You take out a few buzz droids while taking an elevator up, I don't know, thousands of floors by the looks of it. When you get through that portion, you look over to see flying droids on top of another elevator that just so happens to be cruising along right next to you. They're a much bigger pain in the ass since they also have shields, but then you remember that this mission introduced a new mechanic known as Force Stun, so they probably want you to use that on the enemies that it sends you. With the flying droids destroyed, it's back to the melee ones because apparently this elevator you jumped onto is sardine-packed with 50 of them, all while Obi-Wan's whining and complaining that the Separatists stopped his elevator.
The Separatists have stopped my car.
Stop now while you still have a chance.
My car has stopped. I suspect they know we're coming. Are you still out there?
Stand down.
Friendly reminder that he is a Jedi Master. Maybe he should spend some time fighting instead of crying for his apprentice to come save him. I don't know, that's just me. Anyway, after rescuing the poor man, I broke into a side room and found another health surge, boosting Anakin's max health to match Obi-Wan's. With the shields destroyed, we hop back down onto the elevator, which sends it plummeting to the bottom.
R2, hit the brakes. Obi-Wan behind you. You think that shield will help you?
After clearing out the flying droids, R2 hits the brakes and sends the elevator back up. Really, about 90% of this level is fighting waves of enemies on this small elevator roof. I mean, it should have been obvious to me, this mission is literally titled Peril in the Elevators. But you know. It's time. Anakin, Obi-Wan, Dooku showdown. Honestly, I think I speak for everyone when I say that the duels are the best part of this game, hands down. They're fun, a bit challenging, all unique, and above all, rewarding. Not to mention, you're able to go up against some of the best characters in the series.
Be careful, Anakin. You're running out of limbs.
Well, goddamn, Obi-Wan. That was so out of pocket. Honestly, though, even the cutscenes are dope as shit, even if they're minimized to like a third of the screen for some reason.
Force me to kill you.
If it wasn't for the health surge here, though, I 100% would have been done for. So, the Dooku fight has 4 stages, with each stage upping the difficulty slightly, whether that be with additional enemies to fight, or Dooku using more and more of his Force abilities and combos. The first is you and Obi-Wan, the second is on the catwalk with just the 2 of you, during the 3rd stage, Dooku brings out some super battle droids to help with, and the final phase is directly in front of the Chancellor, while the space battle rages on just outside of the window. You know, when I was little, I used to go into Duel mode and just watch the space battle animations for this map. They're so cool. Anyway, back to the fight.
This is going on far enough.
I like how this is a T-rated game, so they can't show you beheading Dooku, so the compromise is to just stab him in the chest. But it's not over yet. No, seriously, that's the name of the next mission. We still need to get off the ship. That being said, we're separated almost immediately, forcing me to push ahead alone. Well, alone is a bit of a stretch, considering I got R2 back within 2 minutes.
Much better.
By this point, the ship we're on has sustained pretty heavy damage from the fighting and is beginning to all but fall apart around us. So together, R2 and I push back through the other side of the hallway until finally reconnecting with Obi-Wan and the Chancellor. While waiting for R2 to deactivate the ray shield, we hear a cruiser call for help.
Calling all open Jedi channels. This is Jedi Cruiser 622 requesting immediate assistance. We're taking heavy fire. Situation critical. We're going down.
Luckily, the main battery room is literally right through the side door right next to us. Talk about a crazy coincidence, am I right? Now, I completely forgot this part existed, but as soon as I saw the gun, I had a rush of nostalgia because younger me loved this part of the game. There's 3 sections of the ship you have to destroy, and while it only lasts about 30 seconds, I'm completely enamored with the sheer amount of stuff to do through the first 5 missions of the game so far.
Excellent. Now go for the engine section at the back. Excellent shooting, Anakin.
Mission 6 kicks off with us having been captured by Grievous and taken to the command bridge. Obviously, we break out right away. I mean, we've all seen the movie, but we do get to take on a new enemy.
Their feet are magnetized. That's a nice trick. Too bad it won't help.
Immediately after dealing with the Magna Guards, the ship begins to plummet back towards civilization, with us now fighting on the glass window of the bridge.
You make this too easy.
While we do our thing here, a rogue clone decides to pull a Leroy Jenkins and just straight up kamikazes himself into a separatist command ship, shutting down all of the droids aside from the Magna Guards. This leads to another set change, where we're fighting Magna Guards on the bridge still, but fully upside down. I know it's probably an afterthought to most people, but at a time where we're now paying $70, $80 for 25% of a game, 20 years ago we were paying like $30 for games to have 3 different set pieces within the same location of a single mission. It's a perfect display of using limited resources that the team likely had and making the absolute most of them. Anyway, with the fighting on the bridge wrapped up, the pilot completes his half-assed barrel roll, and we get a movie cutscene that I can't show, but I'm sure you already know what it is. Mission 7 takes us directly to Udapow, and I just want to say, before I dive in, Revenge of the Sith, the game, does a wonderful job of making me love each set piece more than the last. The cruiser is a great place for the tutorial and the first duel. Then it's Udapow, and, well, just keep the map design and atmosphere in the back of your head because it is phenomenal. With that, welcome to Udapow. The mission starts with you hunting for General Grievous's whereabouts, fighting some droids, including a stronger version of the melee SBDs, and so on. I managed to find a Force Surge in one of the side rooms as well, after Obi-Wan gave an audio cue that there was a secret nearby. Most of this mission takes place up on the catwalks, dealing with the melee droids and a few others, but it's very straightforward. There's no real puzzles you have to solve or any real parkour elements. For the most part, it's just go here, hit this terminal, go to the other side, hit this terminal, force jump, fight, repeat segment. That being said, I did learn to use a new force speed ability while dodging cannon fire, so I'm sure that'll come in handy throughout my time here. And I even got to use said cannon to destroy some shield generators, which brought me to the most annoying enemy in the game, the crab droid. See, you're supposed to get behind it and grapple its back, which does a shit ton of damage. But it's practically impossible due to the hitbox on it and the fact that it's constantly moving to try and shoot you. Throw in the added difficulty of having to stop moving to grapple, and it's just easier to throw explosive barrels at it and finish it off with heavy attacks. Next up, we have the cavalry arrives. The clone army is here, the battle for Udapow has begun, right after we fight some more Magna Guards. See? There they are. Now the clones aren't very helpful, like, at all. They kind of just stand around in the back. Sometimes they'll shoot at a droid or two, but they're more so just here for moral support and to act as a meat shield for the droids to aggro. Anyway, while I help the clones, Grievous escapes, leaving us to continue fighting while Cody searches for his next location. First up, destroying 2 cannons that are shooting down all of our gunships. Easy enough. What's next? It's always more ray shields, isn't it? Oh good, another crab droid. This one was much easier to kill than the first, considering I was able to grapple it 3 times in a row. With that, it's off to take on Grievous. The first phase of this duel starts off in the little console room. He loves to spam quick attacks here, so all I did was keep my distance, force stun him, and then use my combo moves to slowly drain his health until I triggered the cutscene, moving us into the second phase. The second phase is arguably easier than the first. He uses this blaster pistol now, so all I did was simply wait for him to use it, dodge to one side, and then hit him with a wombo combo. After a minute or so of doing that over and over again, he disengages and baits you into a small cave for Phase 3. This is the close quarters phase, so the strategy I've been relying on won't work here. Instead, it's telegraphing his attacks, staying defensive, and poking back at him whenever I find an opening. He has a new charge-up ability that he uses here, so that's what I waited for. God, he's such a badass. The fourth phase is where you get the infamous quad-handed Grievous attack. You know the one.
This is your last stand, General.
Hell yeah, dude. I know this is only the second duel, but God was it awesome. I'd like to thank Force Heal for keeping me in some of these fights when I definitely shouldn't be. Alright, what a fantastic duel. Surely there's gonna be another platform level or something before we get into another one, right? Wrong. It's Anakin vs. Windu, the duel we've all secretly wanted but never got. Another absolute banger of a fight. It's another multi-phase duel, and dare I say, more enjoyable than the Grievous fight? While I do love the duel with Grievous, Mace Windu is just something else entirely. He's overly aggressive, the locations you fight in are just mint, and even the cutscenes are a spectacle.
Can't you see that?
The only thing I see is a Jedi trying to assassinate a politician. You're the one who's betraying the Republic.
There isn't even anything that I really changed from phase to phase, at least to my knowledge. It's just all-out fight to the death from the get-go. I'm just gonna let some of this play out because, guys, it was just so much damn fun to play through.
The Chancellor was right. You are a traitor. Don't force me to kill you.
You've crossed. Rage will destroy you. You're walking the path to the dark side. Stop while you still can.
Why do you seek to betray the Republic? Not another step.
You didn't really think that, did you?
God damn! We've officially entered the back half of the game. Anakin has turned to the dark side, which means it's about to go down. Naturally, I had to go ahead and max out Force Lightning before continuing. Mission 11, the hunt begins. It's off to the Jedi Temple to fulfill my destiny. Starting with this old broad. The goal here is to set the temple beacon and kill a bunch of Jedi. So let's get to work.
The Council is no longer in control.
You won't get away with this, Skywalker.
I gotta say, as someone who typically goes with the light side on most Star Wars related games, there's just something so satisfying about overpowering the Jedi in the temple on this mission. Real Star Killer vibes, if I dare say. Like, it doesn't matter what they do, you're Anakin fucking Skywalker. They don't stand a chance, and you really feel it in this mission.
Don't make me destroy you.
This ends now. Is that what passes for saber skills now?
Anakin Skywalker, stop!
Come on, Jedi, defend yourself!
With the Force shields disabled, I pushed deeper into the temple, where I found out that Robin from Teen Titans ended up becoming a Jedi. Or at least, his voice actor did.
We're coming.
Good for him. In the main halls, while the genocide continued around me, I took some time to engage with the wannabe Ahsoka Tano's who thought it'd be cool to hold a lightsaber backwards. Funny enough, as a kid, I have very fond memories of refusing to topple the statue so that I could continue fighting 1 or 2 Jedi at a time here. Not this time, though. We've got other business to attend to. I think these guys are like temple guards. I don't know, I just remember them giving me a ton of problems as a kid because they block most Force abilities, you can't knock them over, and they hit hard as shit.
I'll crush you.
Stand aside or be struck down.
You know, I just realized that the reason I'm here was to shut down the study hall force fields. But this is a T-rated game, so they can't show kids getting lit up in school. I don't know, that's only for the American media to show. Sorry, too meta for you. Look at that beautiful view.
Don't make me destroy you.
That'll help.
Can't escape. I'll deal with this one. I'll deal with this one.
Kill the Jedi! Feel the power of the dark side.
After making my way into the hangar, I hopped into a turret and took out several Jedi starfighters, another segment that I completely forgot about. Look at those kill numbers. Those are rookie numbers. We gotta get those up. This mission is called The Final Lesson, and it made 10-year-old me feel some things.
You shouldn't have come here.
Serra.
After wiping the drool off my face, I got ready to face off against Serra. She's not the real target though, but more like the warm-up. The second phase of this fight is my absolute favorite, because it still takes place within the temple walls, specifically the training room. So while you're fighting, there's a ton of holograms showcasing different combos and techniques for Jedi Padawans to study, all while being told mantras and one-liners about how a Jedi should feel. It's just a fantastic touch. I love the little smirk on his face the second he knows she fucked up. Anyway, it's on to the real duel, Jedi Master Sindralig. From a quick look at Wikipedia, he's regarded as one of, if not the best duelist in the Jedi Order. He's also the head of the Jedi Temple Guard, which is another reason he's a primary target here. Now, it should go without saying here, but he is a complete badass, and even in the cutscenes, the fight is portrayed as an even duel for most of it.
You're a disgrace to the Order.
Heading into the second phase, we're outside of the temple, watching the destruction rain down from the clone gunships, while Sindralig channels the Force to an almost anime degree.
Your evil ends here.
This has gone on far enough.
Ooh, so close, yet so far. It's back to Udapow now to play as Obi-Wan during Order 66. It's a nice change of pace from slaughtering Jedi for like 3 levels straight. And one thing I do really enjoy about this one is the fact that it's not just an immediate 180 to only clones. No, the droids haven't been shut down yet, so you're still fighting both clones and droid enemies while they fight each other. It's just a massive free-for-all, which helps to make the mission feel a bit more chaotic. Throw in some walkers, and you've got yourself a good time.
I'm getting too old for this.
Next up came the Commandos. These dudes have jetpacks and flamethrowers, but you know what they don't have? Brain cells. After giving one of them a good old-fashioned Jedi lobotomy, they'll turn on their brothers and start fighting one another, allowing me to clean up the rest.
I don't think so.
Stop him.
There's even some heavy troopers that make an appearance here, but all I had to do was throw some explosive barrels at them. This was another spot that I have fond memories of sitting back and watching the battle take place in the background. The animations are pretty bad by today's standards, but 20 years ago, this was peak cinema.
Take that thing out quick.
There's one more moment that I'm thinking of, but I don't want to spoil it just yet. No, not the gunship. Shout out Droidicas, man, just holding their own against a sea of clones. This is what I was talking about. I remember this whole section being a major pain in the ass as a kid. So I don't know if I was just super ass at the game then, or if I'm remembering it differently. But this whole fight on top of the tank was an absolute breeze. You just need to take out the guns. The first can be blown up by hitting it with a lightsaber, and the second you can just repel its blaster fire back into it.
This tank won't function.
Now it's over to Mustafar, and I know what you're thinking. No, but it's coming. For now, we're playing as the angsty teen while he hunts down and eliminates the Separatist leaders. And I gotta say, as someone who leans towards Obi-Wan in anything Star Wars media, I found myself preferring to play as Anakin in this game. His abilities are just more fun to me, but it could 100% just be due to the fact that almost all of Obi-Wan's playtime comes from Udapow, while Anakin's is set everywhere but Udapow, and features the majority of the duels in the game, so his missions just by default tend to be way more fun. See, I remember these axe-wielding, fully armored brutes being much more difficult, but the more I'm thinking on it, the more I'm remembering that 7-8-year-old TGP didn't really understand the concept of combos. I was more of a button masher myself, if you catch my drift. During these no-death videos, I try to show off a lot of the maps and mission events, but honestly, for a game like Revenge of the Sith, about 90% of the missions, and that's being generous, are simply just running on a platform like this. It's not necessarily a bad thing, since the highlight is the lightsaber combat, but it does feel a little empty, especially when you consider just how cool some of the environments are. At least once you're back inside, it's more open, which helps a ton since you can't parry or block the brute attacks. Anyway, after reaching the lift, I take it up and kill the remaining guards, which means I'm just outside of a separatist room.
I won't be stopped.
Of course, as soon as I reach them, backup arrives, leading to a rather cinematic fight between me and about 10 guards.
Your power is insignificant compared to the dark side. Fools, you can't stop me. Is that all you got?
This video is brought to you in part by Force Healing. Anyway, time for the assassinations. Well, except for the guy who locked his friends in and fled. What a guy. He's out in his ship, but it doesn't really pose all that much of a threat when you can yeet explosive barrels into it or just fry it with force lightning.
You don't stand a chance against me.
While Anakin was busy bringing an end to the war, Obi-Wan and Yoda were dicking around over at the Jedi Temple, so let's check in on them. In an effort to destroy the temple, the clones start blowing up the pillars, which inadvertently allows me and Yoda to waltz on over and put a stop to that. Now, for whatever reason, Obi-Wan and Yoda decide to split up here, which allows you to effectively backtrack Anakin's steps through the temple. Now that only lasts for like one phase, maybe like 2 minutes, because immediately after leaving, Yoda pops back in to save the day. No, it's fine, Yoda. I'll do everything myself. Now, I can't show the cutscene here because it's loaded with copyrighted music, but Yoda and Obi-Wan head down into the library and find the dead old lady, along with a completely destroyed room. There's a ton of clones to fight in this mission. I'd argue it's the most enemies in any mission out of the entire campaign, and that's intentional. See, they want to give you every last bit of help to finish leveling up Obi-Wan before the final mission. With that, I destroyed a panel that was blocking my path, and ran out into one of the main hallways where I was immediately engaged by 2 gunships. These were really easy to take down, considering you can intercept their rockets with your cannon fire. So, you just have to aim a little higher than you normally would, and you're golden. The hardest part of this mission comes at the end, in the beacon room where you're trying to shut off the message. The entire room is littered with clone assassins that don't fall for mind tricks, and they also dodge almost all of your abilities. It's almost easier to fight them when they're all grouped up, just due to the fact that you'll inevitably hit one of them with a cleave.
Don't move. Relax. I'm in control.
Well, we've made it this far. Let's go all the way. Originally, I was planning to purchase the license for Duel of the Fates from YouTube Creator Music, but it's not available, so this is the best you get.
Too late.
Anyway, it's time to duel. The first phase is pretty straightforward. Wait for Anakin to attack, dodge, poke at him.
I knew I couldn't trust you.
There's still good in you. I know it.
Anakin, please, come back to the light. Face up to what you've done. I can help you.
It's too late for that. You're too late.
Same process for the second phase, though he's a bit more aggressive here.
I won't listen to your lies.
Let me help you.
One thing I never understood with this is why Obi-Wan runs away right here. Like, there's no reason for him to be fleeing. He has Anakin stumbling. Like, what are you doing? Regardless, Phase 3 is out on the Battlefront 2 portion of the map. That lasts, 30 seconds and featured a shit ton of dodges. Enter Phase 4. Anakin uses Force Lightning now, but it doesn't make much of a difference. You know what? I think this will just vibe better if I shut the hell up for 30 seconds and let you just enjoy the climax of the game.
Udapow of the dark side.
I'll bet you didn't see that coming.
This inevitably led to the close quarters segment of the entire game. We share this tiny little platform, and it's like the final 10 seconds of a boxing round where two heavyweights meet in the middle and just let them fly.
Let's see what you...
All of this leads up to the final scene of the game.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
You underestimate the power of the dark side.
Don't try it!
But wait, there's one more mission. The infamous alternate ending. And because I can't believe I just beat the game in a single life on my first attempt,
Friend.
I'm gonna throw in one more. We're back on Mustafar, but this time instead of fighting as Obi-Wan, we get to step into Anakin's shoes and throw down against our former master.
You're too late.
I don't think so.
Strong for you, Obi-Wan. You call that an attack?
Don't! I'll do what I must to bring you to justice! The Force calls you home!
My power knows no limits.
Stay down.
Your power is insignificant compared to the dark side. You're a disgrace to the Order. You think you have a chance? You're nothing to me now. So be it. That's it.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
Oh, guys, he's got the high ground.
Dark side.
Don't try it!
Excellent work, my apprentice. There are none left to oppose us. The galaxy is ours now. Your new weapon, Darth Vader.
No, the galaxy belongs to me.
Dare I say, one of the greatest alternate endings ever created? Is that a bit dramatic? I don't think so, right? What a phenomenal game. From beginning to end. The maps, the mission layouts, the extra mechanics, just incredible. But what if I told you there's a ton of extra content? We're talking 5 bonus missions that let you play as characters such as Darth Vader, Yoda, General Grievous, and even one of his Magna Guards. And those are just bonus missions. There's also 4 co-op missions that all focus on surviving waves of enemies, including a stint at the Jedi Temple where you get to play as Serra and Sindralig. And if those 9 missions weren't enough for you, there is an entire game mode dedicated just to dueling, where you can play from any of the Jedi featured in the game, including Darth Vader and old Ben Kenobi, and each character has a second reskinned version in case you wanted to see what Mace Windu versus Mace Windu looked like. Not to mention 14 different maps for you to play on for this. Really, this is just everything you could ever ask for in a Star Wars game, and I feel so incredibly blessed to live in a time where shit like this exists. With that, thank you all so much for watching. One of my favorite things to do at the end of a day is lay in bed and read through the comments of these Star Wars videos specifically, because they're always full of some great stories and fond memories and just nostalgia from what we all experienced either by ourselves or with friends playing through all that extra content. And I really like hearing about that. Until next time though, I appreciate you all. Go call a loved one, and thanks for stopping by.